Jay, let's turn our attention to the American League. Gary Sanchez, who we know what he did last year and we know what he's done this year when healthy, got kind of chewed out last night from Joe Girardi. I know there were some shots of him in the dugout being kind of lectured by Girardi on not blocking balls properly. Then he didn't hustle down the line. You think Girardi was right to call one of their stars out?
Well, actually, if you read what Girardi said or listen to what he said after the game, this is non-stories. Girardi was a catcher and a pretty darn good one defensively, so he was apparently, giving Sanchez some tips about how to block balls better in that instance. And as for the hustle stuff, he said that he wanted Sanchez to manage this groin tightness that he's dealing with and be smart about running things out. Not to overtax himself because they need him in the lineup. I mean, they've got so many injuries now. Starlin Castro's on the disabled list. Matt Holliday's on the disabled list. Jacoby Ellsbury's on the disabled list. They don't want to, and Aaron Hicks just went down. So they've got so many injuries. They don't want to lose him. Obviously, they need his bat in the lineup, and that's really what that was about. And I take Girardi at his word.
So he's not protecting his player in this situation?
I don't think so. I think, legitimately, there's reason not to have Sanchez run it out. I think the run it out thing is one of the dumbest things in all of sports. This expectation that if you're not hustling like Pete Rose down the line on a routine play, you're somehow a loafer is really dumb. I mean, that's the reason why the Yankees don't have Robinson Cano anymore. They ran him out of town over that stupidity. So, I don't think there's anything here really.
All right. Miguel Andujar makes his major league debut for the Yankees last night. You mentioned Matt Holliday. He's out with an illness, and so Andujar comes up. He's inserted as the designated hitter, collects 3 hits, 4 RBI, first time in Major League, first time in Yankees franchise history, and we know that's a rich tradition and history-filled franchise for a rookie to do that in his Major League debut. How do the Yankees, how have they been able to do this where they're calling up guys and they just come right in and they're so comfortable, they're not overwhelmed by the situation?
Well, I think it's a credit to Brian Cashman and the team of scouting and player development that they have in place. It used to be that the Yankees would lose their first round picks on a routine basis because they would sign these big free agents, and they've largely resisted that for the last couple of years, and it's had an impact on the short term product on the field. But they've been able to stock up the farm system and really, the job that they did at the deadline last year when they traded off Aroldis Chapman, Andrew Miller, Carlos Beltran, and added talent to the system. Ivan Nova was the other guy they traded. Added a lot of talent to the system. And now really, if you talk to people who are in the know about that stuff, the prospect experts and the scouts, they think that the Yankees have one of the strongest systems in the game. I don't expect Andujar to keep hitting like 4 RBIs a game or batting 750, but they do have a much deeper system than they had before, and they've needed it because they've got a lot of injuries on this team. They're going to need more relievers for sure.